Guess you start off.
Okay. Hey everybody, welcome back to welcome back.
All right, leave that in.
I was about to say welcome back to Star Trek or some shit like that.
Welcome back to Star Trek, guys.
Yeah.
Hit the
God,
curve.
we look so stupid right now doing this like podcast here in Denny's parking lot.
Yeah, we're doing this in Denny's.
Okay.
All right.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Soundcheck. This is Brent.
And this is Walter.
It's Monday, March 6th at almost 1 a.m. And we just got out of the Fillmore in Silver Spring.
And we're at Denny's now.
For Sunday, March 5th, seeing Fleshgod Apocalypse headline at the Fillmore.
It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was more than I expected. I guess we can start off with the first band, with Thulcandra, which looks like it was Stefan Kumin's side project or like other band. Stefan is the guitar / singer for Obscura, like kind of like the mastermind behind that whole project. And I believe he just did a double set today. It was really comforting, like kind of like death metal. Like, how would you kind of describe it? It was like comforting, like cold, but like
I thought they were death
joyful.
metal, and then when I Googled him, it said they were black metal from Germany.
It was very comforting.
Yeah, I mentioned that to you. This whole show felt very like cozy to me.
Yeah.
Just kind of going back to basics in a way.
Yeah,
Just like
absolutely.
some European metal. You know, they've got those folksy melodies and just kind of like
classical influences behind it, but it's like the way European black metal, I guess European metal is portrayed, it's kind of like hopeful in a way. Like the way they construct their music, it's like, even though it's all chaotic and like blast beats going on in the background, like the melodies that the guitars and bass are playing just seems a little bit like little doomy. I guess not doomy, like just like straight chaos, like very like evil for a bit. But then at some point within the song structure, there's some like moments of joyful bliss. It kind of like makes you want to like look up and be like, oh, there is hope.
Yeah, there's always like a little life-affirming levity in it, even when they're all like doomy and atmospheric and whatnot. Yeah, there's something like always really sincere about it.
And I think that's a part of like I guess their songwriters that just feels like very cozy and comforting. Like, it's going to be okay. Whatever you're going through, it's going to be okay. Or like, it's winter, it's cold, you're gonna die, but it's okay.
And even like not being familiar with the bands and their materials, like I haven't been to a death metal show in a while. Like, I realize I go to so much prog and metalcore. Like it's just I don't know. They just have those like fun, just driving riffs, just basic, easy stuff to headbang to and like join along with, and just really seamless, really fun.
Yeah, I mean, I overall liked it. It was just kind of like you were saying, like bare bone basics, but also it's like there's really I can't believe that. Like little technical aspects to it besides like the whole like trem picking thing that they were going for. It seemed like he was carrying the lead with this one. I'm not very familiar with their material, but like I definitely enjoyed it. It was really cold in the venue, by the way. It was very cold.
It was frigid.
Yeah, so I guess added to the whole black metal atmosphere. It's cold, it's frigid, and
it was very European tonight.
Yeah,
and it wasn't a very large crowd, but they were very passionate.
100%.
Definitely some devoted fans. It was very earnest.
And then you saw people with the battle vests too. And like
I haven't seen those in a while.
Yeah. You know the real metalheads come out when they have the battle vest on. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed Thulcandra. It was fantastic. First time hearing it. Oh,
and another quick thing, generally with every band was like the music between sets maintained the atmosphere, every band was pretty theatrical in their own way.
I agree. Like especially with the floodlights, not the floodlights, the fog machine. The whole venue was just like foggy as fuck.
Thulcandra, I thought, had some cool lights. Like there were some instances where they had like these strobe lights, and the venue would just go like completely black, and then just like strobing was like the only way you were able to see. It was cool.
Next we got Wolfheart. You say you don't remember seeing them, but I remember.
I know. I don't at all. Apparently, we've seen them before.
Yeah, I remember seeing them, and I even said to you, like, it's the motherfucker with like the head tattoo.
Yeah.
And like, I remember liking them. Like, I mean, I still do like them, regardless. When I first saw them, I thought it was really awesome. It was like just finished death metal, and again, very cold in the venue. Their music reflected that.
They had these big like antler things on their mic stands.
Yes, like their like deer hooves or whatever. Hooves. Oh my god.
Earlier, I called them Swoleheart because one of the guitarists looked like a Viking, or like a WWE wrestler.
Their fucking arms are huge. Like they could like just choke me with like their fingers.
Yeah,
they just like grab you with like the index and like the middle finger and just kind of go like this and like and I'm already dead.
They flex their finger and like a muscle comes up like right here.
They're like, come over here, and then bam. But yeah, no, like they had a badass sounding guitar rig. I can't really describe their tone. It was just like super like beefy, chunky, and like kind of like 5150-esque, but like clearer, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, they had some good riffs.
Oh my god, yeah. Their light show was really good too. Like I was telling you earlier, like their lights, the red and white. I guess like not aspect. Red and white. I guess like coordination. Just remind me of like Umbrella Corps for a bit from Resident Evil.
Subliminal messaging.
Subliminal. Yeah, they're trying to take over.
Yeah,
we are the virus.
Yeah, solos and had some like group vocals.
Yeah. I'm not really familiar with their material, but like they played. I guess from their set list, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Again, it was their music was just, I don't know, just good. Like just kind of like classic, like just death metal, black metal-esque. I think we went to a show like kind of like blind a little bit, not knowing a lot of these bands' materials. Can't really talk too much about it, but we just like really enjoyed it. We just kind of like wanted to just be in the atmosphere.
Yeah, even for not knowing the material that well, I still had a really good time. And yeah, even like Obscura and Fleshgod, who I came here for, it's like I've listened to their albums, but I don't have like the firmest grip on their material. Like each band, I kind of have just like a song or an album that I've gravitated towards. But yeah, it's still fun to hear live.
Like Obscura, like to me, it's one of those bands where like they'll drop a new album, and I'll listen to it like maybe like for like a week or so straight, and then I'll like forget about it a little bit. But whenever they'll come into town, I'll remember why I love them.
Yeah, the Obscura. There's some tech death from Germany. I wasn't too keen on the first like chunk of their set because it was mostly stuff from A Valediction.
Yeah,
their latest album, which I wasn't that into. It's like very shreddy, and I don't know. I kept listening to it, trying to like it, and I just kept kind of getting distracted, and my mind would wander. Like it didn't really click.
Yeah,
with you. It didn't keep my attention.
Yeah, I can vibe with that. I think that's like the first album they got their first album with their original guitars back.
Yeah, I heard some sort of like reunion thing.
Yeah, which is awesome, which kind of explains the whole shreddy thing. But I'm not too familiar with that album, but I definitely enjoy it as well. But once they start playing stuff off of Omnivium and like Anti-Cosmic Overload, I was like, this is where my stomping grounds. This is where I grew up with.
They're older. Yeah, they went older with their material the more the set went on. And that stuff got good. That stuff was real heavy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think Omnivium was probably like my favorite album.
Omnivium was really good, especially when they played like Ocean Gateway. Like that is like such a headbanger of a song. Like just slow, kind of like throaty, grobby, and just kind of like very chanty in a way, just catchy as well, and just kind of makes you want to just like headbang. yeah,
every band was like doing that. Yeah,
I would hope so.
They did their jobs.
They did do the jobs. But yeah, when I don't think they didn't play Universal Momentum. I really love that song off Anti-Cosmic Overload. That song fucks so hard. But they did play Anti-Cosmic Overload. I enjoyed that one. I don't think they played anything else off of that album. I know they played more off of from the older albums from Omnivium that they did Anti-Cosmic.
And they played something from like
Acroasis, yeah.
I've always said Acroasis. The lead singer said something different, but
Acrosis or whatever.
Yeah. Acroasis or some shit. Yeah.
Acroasis.
It like trailed off. I was like, oh, okay.
Like that's how you say it. We've been saying it all wrong. But yeah, no, I think Obscura had a great set going on. They had a lot of fog machines, and I guess like what would you even call it when it comes off the ground? I'm starting to forget like stuff. Like what is it called? Like when they like shoot the fog from like the bottom of the stage.
Oh yeah, those like I don't know what it's called either, but those like geyser things that like shoot straight up. Yeah,
I thought those were really cool.
Yeah, we don't see those at the shows very often.
No, it looks like they had a really good like high budget for their show.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was like really like thoroughly impressed with because I was talking to Brent earlier and Christina, and I was like, this is unpopular music.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty niche, like Sunday night, smallish crowd.
Mm-hmm. Still a lot of energy though.
Yeah,
still a lot of passion.
There was like pretty much a almost like a constant pit throughout all the bands.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't the most intense pit, but you know it was fun.
Honestly, I didn't get into the pit today. I actually got into the pit on Friday. But it looked fun. I just didn't really feel like going
Yeah,
in.
I was the same way. I like walked around a circle pit during Fleshgod a little bit. But really, I just kind of did it as an excuse to like get up to the front for the last two songs.
Were you like scoping out the crowd? You're about to like knock somebody out like caveman style?
No, I was super casual. I just kind of like wandered in. I was like, maybe I can catch a pick up here.
They didn't throw any... The other band started throwing like their shit, but like Fleshgod didn't.
Yeah, they didn't throw much. I think like the bassist threw his pick and that was it.
Who wants to catch that? I'd catch it regardless. Yeah, I guess we could start talking about Fleshgod, which is basically what I was mostly impressed with.
Yeah, tech death or
classic symphonic tech black death
metal, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, all sorts of stuff from hailing from Italy, and they've been in the area before over the years, but just whether I was sick or busy or just kind of prioritized other concerts over them. Just they always escaped my grasp. And this year I was just like, this is it. No matter what's going on in my life, I'm just going to see them. I'm just committing to it. And it was awesome. I'm glad to have finally seen them.
Like seeing the opera singer like do her chops live, that was super impressive. Like I didn't really hear her choke up whatsoever. Like I'd say her vocals sound just like the recordings. Like she controlled her vocals like so well, and then like especially for the higher notes, like I was just impressed.
And also the lead vocalist with his lows.
Oh yeah,
he sounded really good.
Oh yeah,
he sounded just like on the albums.
I don't know if I mentioned it. I'm sure I've talked to you before. Like they had their own pasta at one point.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, some bands have like beers and wines and stuff, and I've tried them, and they've always been trash.
I feel like they wouldn't fuck around with their pasta though.
Yeah.
I'd buy it.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be delicious.
Yeah, that sounds cool. What do you have to like buy it on their online store? Do they still do it?
I don't know if they still do it. But like I remember years ago when was it The Violation or like the Agony? When the Agony came out, that's when they released their pasta.
Oh yeah, that was like 2011.
12 I think.
Something like that.
Good album. That's like the album that got me into them. And you said you really like King a lot, right?
Yeah, King's my favorite album. That's the one I've listened to from start to end the most. And The Fool was my favorite song. I was, really happy to finally hear that live. It was like just as good as I was hoping and wanted it to be. They were super dramatic. They all had like the white face paint on and the kind of classical composer outfits.
I loved it, to be honest.
The guy on the piano you described as a mad scientist.
Yes, like he was fucking bold as shit. And like on the piano and just like constructing the symphony of chaos. And like whenever he had a break in between, he'd like go on stage, like go in front of the stage and just start like kind of like controlling the crowd a little bit, like go. And I thought that was really cool. Regardless, like they all had a lot of energy. For a Sunday crowd, I know like it's hard because a lot of people have work the next day. But like when the band from Italy was like, I need more energy from you, and like at least say like try to get hype,
Yeah.
Like a lot of the Silver Spring crowd was like, no, we got work.
No.
3 more songs. Oh, that's too much.
The other thing I forgot to mention with all these bands is there were so many blast beats.
Yeah,
there's Blast Beat City up in there.
I loved it. Blast beats, man. You can't really go wrong with it though, especially with metal.
Yeah, I get kind of bored with them listening to an album because it gets kind of like monotonous after a bit. But live, they're just fun.
They are super fun.
You can't help it because you can actually feel it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else to talk about them. Like,
I don't think so either. Yeah, it was just a solid, fun time.
Yeah.
I went in a good mood and didn't really know what to expect. And, I was happy with everything.
I was super happy with everything, too.
I'd rate it like a solid 8.
I think we're sticking to 8.2. Like, I just had a great time.
Yeah, same.
That's it. Like, Fleshgod, like, brought the cheese.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that meant, but like they brought it. They brought whatever they brought. They brought it.
They brought the antipasti.
They did bring the antipasti. Which is delicious, by the way. Yeah, that
easy does it sometimes,
Yeah, sometimes you just have a good old time.
Yeah.
We didn't really have too much to really think about today. It was just solid classic death metal and just reminiscing and just kind of like go back to your roots a little bit.
Yeah, it was fun. Kind of makes me want to like go back to doing some more like death metal shows or stuff like that.
Just like caveman that shit up.
Yeah,
makes me want to get like just more into like tech stuff. And I honestly, sometimes like whenever I go to a show and I see like the really cool shreddy stuff happening, it makes me want to go home and practice.
Yeah,
this is one of those shows for me where like I wanted to go home and just be like, oh, I gotta learn how to do that sweep.
It did also make me crave like a hardcore show with a vicious mosh pit.
Oh, yeah.
Like some just
throwing hands.
Yeah, just like breakdowns and
crowd killing.
Stupid heavy riffs, yeah.
Yeah. I don't like, for me, like moshing to death metal doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah, just kind of standing there and headbanging just like felt more natural and comfortable. Like I kept looking at the pit and knowing full well I could get into it, and I just never felt the need.
Like I don't know, I feel like breakdowns kind of spoiled me a little bit. Like there's something about it just conducts like a mosh pit of like throwing your hands and like just like fucking like douche 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 and just like start swinging your arms around and just want to be a fucking caveman.
They're cathartic. Yeah, like I have to go in the mosh when it's like a real favorite band and it's some favorite moments, and I just have this explosion of energy where just standing still can't contain it, and the mosh pit's just like the play area where I can let loose.
Yeah, honestly, this was like one of the few mosh pits without a barrier. Like there was no like since the crowd wasn't like so compact like this. Like, you know what I mean?
I noticed there was no security like catching crowd surfers at the front. I mean, there were no crowd surfers, but they were just off to the side watching. Like it was a pretty neat and tidy crowd.
Everyone was pretty behaved. Standard. Standard. No one smelled, so that was a huge plus.
Yeah,
I didn't. Well, if someone did smell, I didn't smell them. Usually around like at these shows, someone fucking smells, and they usually smell bad.
Yeah.
Luckily, that didn't happen.
Yeah, I didn't notice much either. Also, at the Periphery show, I've smelled like a lot of like cologne and nice smells.
Yeah, that's the type of show you kind of want to be nice at.
Yeah.
Like that's like a date night show.
Yeah.
You're like, we're going to see Periphery.
Bring the partner out to some prog.
Oh, absolutely. This guy next to us is bumping whatever he's bumping. And he's smoking a blunt. I respect that.
Yeah, we're at a Denny's post-show. I got a veggie omelet.
I got a spicy moons over my hammy.
I almost got that.
That shit was good. I would recommend it. All right. Well,
I got nothing else.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
Thanks for tuning in. This is Walter.
This is Brent.
Adios.
Signing off. Peace.
Peace.